In 2010, Kyle Forgard started a YouTube channel called Nelk. Thanks to his originality, brilliant acting, charisma, and improvisational skills, he gained 30,000 subscribers in just over a dozen months. He was soon joined by his homies, or buddies actually, that he knew since high school, Jesse Sebastiani and Jesse's cousin Lucas. In the beginning, the Nelk boys were making videos for fun, but over time, their content began to gain traction and attract a large following. Over time, the Nelk boys team expanded to include more leading characters, such as initially only their cameraman, 905 Shooter, and Stevewilldoit, and finally Salim and Cousin Jay. Some of the crew naturally crumbled over the years, and today we will try to find answers why we no longer see Steve, Nino, Lucas or Jesse in the episodes, but also Bob Menery, who together with Kyle hosted the first episodes of the Full Send podcast. First, let's take a look at Stevewilldoit. Ever since Kyle discovered Steve back in 2017, he knew he's going to be a perfect fit for the channel. He was right, as Steve quickly became popular in the Nelk fans due to his naturally funny personality, positivity, and his extreme drinking challenges and wild antics. His willingness to push the limits, both with his public outbursts and with his liver, quickly made him a fan favorite. So much so that in the first month of creating his own channel, he already had 1 million subscribers, which to this day is the fastest feat of this type in the history of YouTube. However, his channel eventually got banned for a ridiculous reason. He received an email saying that his channel violated YouTube's community guidelines, which led to its removal, and the crazy thing was that it wasn't even because of something bad that happened on his main channel. The thing is that on his second channel, he was heavy on promoting his partnership with online casino called Stake, and apparently he left the link to it in the description of one of his videos. If he was just gambling and talking about Stake in his videos, nothing would probably happen. But as YouTube is strongly against leaving the .com domains related to online gambling in the comments or the description, his channel got terminated. This whole thing seems weird though, and maybe just an excuse for YouTube to ban Steve from the platform for some other reason. As not only Steve was using a different channel at that time, but he also didn't get any copyright strikes before. The mystery of this whole situation was commented by Mr. Beast on Full Send podcast, where he didn't know why that exactly happened either.
They can pretty much just wipe certain creators off the platform.
Yeah.
I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'm not up to date on him. Did he get like 3 strikes or?
I don't think
Steve,
that was
no.
exactly it.
Yeah,
You know more than I do.
No strikes.
that one's still. I'd have to do research, but that one feels a little weird because obviously
does,
they have
yeah.
to give you 3 strikes, and as far as I know, he was just gone.
Gone.
Yeah, that didn't really make much sense.
Not long after the situation occurred, Kyle got a message from YouTube that if Steve will appear again on any other Nelk video in the future, they will terminate the Nelk channel as well.
What's the deal with Steve? Can we not film with him anymore?
Apparently not.
What the fuck?
But what they told us was basically if Steve, like if he appears in any video, yeah, he can't be like a prominent character, but they also said like, it's up to you. They basically said like, it's out of our control. Like the team that we talk to at YouTube, it's like, it's out of their control. And like, they basically said like, your channel's going to be deleted if Steve's in your videos.
905 Shooter, or just Nino, has been at first a cameraman for the rest of the crew, but with time he got more and more popular whenever Kyle or Jesse mentioned his name. Soon after that he started to show himself on camera until he no longer held the camera in his hand, but rather hop in front of it. He used to be one of the Nelk boys during their prime in 2019, and you may remember him best for the first wine tour video where he acted as Steve's fiancé, or for the Euro trip when he was the biggest basket in the internet's history. But no, apparently that wasn't the reason why Nino got kicked out of the crew. The reason for that were his Instagram DMs excesses. Starting from the boys' sisters, which got to the point of being a running joke almost every next video.
Everyone's commenting about it, boys. The quality's insane. But what did he do?
Slides in the DMs
right before we even head to the fucking airport, my sister sends me a fucking screenshot of the DMs. He slides in, oh, happy birthday, all this shit.
Let's analyze this DM. We'll pop it up on screen. So Nano says happy birthday. Whatever, nothing that wrong. She says...
He kept pushing
She
it.
says thank you. I would have left that on red if that was me. Like, your sister says thank you, it's like, that's it. You should leave it on red. But he has to, of course, say, you're welcome. It's like, come on, man, you know? Then she R-bombs that, and this is where it gets like...
For 3 hours.
3 hours later, Nino replies again and says, I hope you're sending it tonight, or whatever the fuck he said. And then she's like, yeah, sure, like, whatever. Then she's like, no half cents, or whatever. Like, he just kept going and shit. So, like...
She's clearly making small talk to be like, like...
Yeah. And then what did she send to you? Like, the dying of skull emoji?
She sent like 20 skulls, like, after that screenshot. So, yeah, I mean, like, I don't even want to know what Nana's DMs are like. They're probably fucked.
Well, first of all, I think we gotta confront him about the sister fucking.
To doing, let's say, inappropriate stuff.
Even worse though, he sent Adrian's sister a fucking picture of his dick.
Yeah, I was kind of rattled.
Alright, should we go confront him about the sister
We
fucking?
should go through his fucking DMs.
Yeah, we should. Mano, we're gonna ask you once. Did you or did you not DM Austin's sister?
Yeah, it's her birthday.
Your sister fucking is becoming a fucking issue.
He doesn't even deny it either. It's like, oh, fuck.
Ah, it happened, buddy.
Holy fuck, bro.
And ending on just being lazy, not doing anything useful for the growth of the channel.
It would obviously be dope to bring back, but it's also like he did really have kind of no respect for like the brand and shit.
Yeah, was the respect really that like, was it like fuck respect?
We already
like,
talked about it. I mean, but like,
oh, you talked
it,
about
it
like,
wasn't
okay.
just that. It was just like there was multiple shit. Like he just wasn't doing his job. Like
Well, yeah,
you
I
can't
heard
have
the
that.
filming. I
he
heard
wasn't
the editing thing.
editing. He was
Yeah,
like,
you can't have that.
he put me in a position where I was just like, dude, like I've told you this 5 times, like stop, or like I don't know what to do now. Like you're literally like kind of holding me at gunpoint here. Like I've fucking told you this 5 times. Like just stop, and you
Yeah.
just wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't so. But would it be funny? Yeah.
You may know Bob from the first episodes of the Full Send podcast. Why no longer we can see him smoking weed with Mike Tyson though. So basically, Bob started throwing allegations at Kyle for not paying him anything for different episodes they did.
You know, I was like, I don't want to go at them, whatever, but you know what, at the end of the day, I was fucked. I was told one thing and I didn't get it. And I was fucking lied to. And you know what also was, is not only that, on top of things that weren't in contracts or whatever, I was still fucked. I was still fucked where we had a deal with certain things that money was supposed to come in, and guess what, it didn't. And I had to bring it up.
Then Kyle hopped on his IG where he showed him the receipts and explained the whole situation.
Alright guys, you guys know I don't do the back and forth shit on Instagram. I don't do the social media drama shit. That's seriously not my thing. But with all the shit that Bob has been lying about on social media, he's pretty much backed me into a corner now and attacking something that I've built for 10 fucking years, poured my blood, sweat, and tears into. So there's no choice. I gotta clear some shit up. So first things first, Bob is saying on social media that we owe him money. That is a complete lie. We don't owe Bob Menery a cent. He's also saying that he had the worst deal, a terrible deal for the podcast. But guys, in the 10 months that he was on the show, he made $1.2 million. $1.2 million in 10 months. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what his deal was. So this is Bob's deal. I typed it out on screen on Instagram here too. Also, he had not one, but 2 different lawyers look over this deal. And it is extremely generous if you guys do not understand. I'm gonna pull it up here. So he got 30% of the ad revenue of the show. He never owned it. He always says he owns it. He never had ownership of the show. On top of that, he had 7.5K an episode, usually around 30K a month if that's 4 episodes. 50% of the podcast merch, which is insane. First class flights, hotels, transportation, all covered by us. The production, the staff, and the equipment, all covered by us. So Bob had no expenses. Everything production-wise was covered by Nelk. All Bob had to do was show up.
And when you thought that would be the end of the drama, Bob strikes back.
Really comical that he could even try and spin this in any way, shape, or form. Guys, I will resort to this, okay? When Kyle and I went into a partnership, we made a commitment and a promise to each other. Regardless of how successful a show is, if a show is successful, it's going to make a lot of money, right? I had a portion of that money, right? But I was also promised multiple things that just never came to fruition, was danced around for months and months and months. At the same time, used my name, dragged through the mud, telling people I set up Colby Covington, Jorge Masvidal, all this fucking shit. There was a bold-faced lie, okay? Because I'd love to hear him address that. What about Colby and whatever, when you went on the internet and told everybody that I set up these guys and ruined my reputation, and if you Google my name, it's in every fucking Google search, okay? First of all, his money stuff, all the stuff he said on money, what he paid and all that, that's bullshit too.
Ultimately, it's pretty difficult to have a neutral opinion about it, as Bob's fans went his way, and Nelk fans were Team Kyle. At the end of the day, it was all about a misunderstanding between these two. If you're the OG Nelk fan, you know that Lucas was next to Kyle and Jesse, the third member of the old school Nelk. The reason for his first disappearance was explained by Kyle and Jesse in this video.
Lucas is not going to be coming back to the channel, guys. He's not going to be doing videos with, he's not going to be doing videos with us anymore.
It had nothing to do with our decisions. This was 100% Lucas's decision to not.
It wasn't, you guys have to understand that. It wasn't a fight. No bad blood, no kicking out, nothing. It was 100% Lucas's decision. So basically, guys, yeah, he was in school and stuff like that, and that's how it started. But I mean, the real thing is Lucas just did not want to do pranks anymore. No. So he was sick. He was sick of doing pranks. You guys know, even Lucas knows too. This is his words too. He was just sick of doing pranks. When we were filming pranks, I think he always had that little bit of pressure when we were in like a Walmart or anything like that. You guys can probably tell from the videos too. Yeah. When we did that prank on Walmart, the suing one, he was really scared of getting caught and stuff like that. So Lucas is like one of my best friends, obviously, if not, I've known him forever. I'm still like really, really good friends with him. So yeah, he's just always been a little bit scared. So he just basically told us he's fed up, he's done with doing pranks. He doesn't want to do YouTube anymore. Just the whole lifestyle. Yeah. I mean, I don't think
traveling,
he didn't want to travel with us when we went out west. Even guys even Lucas knows, I'm just being honest, but when we were going to Florida, he didn't want to come to Florida with us. He's not about the whole lifestyle that YouTube brings, the traveling, even having to meet and talk to fans in public. Yeah. He just wasn't into any of that stuff, all the stuff that YouTube comes with, like meeting people, having to talk to them in public.
And it's not a bad thing. It's not made for everyone. It's a weird lifestyle.
So basically the lifestyle of YouTubers seemed to be just too much for Lucas. He made a comeback with this video and was on and off ever since, but if you're watching new Nelk episodes, you won't find him in them. What's the reason behind it though? When Lucas came back, it wasn't the same. Nelk was already a big brand, and at that time they were working with different online gambling websites. Then CoffeeZilla, a YouTuber that exposes different scams, has made a video about Nelk where he exposed Lucas for scamming the Nelk community, which led to him needing to quit working with the boys again. Now Lucas came back to Canada, where he works as a plumber and make TikToks, but doing sketchy things on the internet was worth it. For the OG Nelk fans, the disappearance of Jesse was probably the worst of all. After all, Jesse was the second half of Nelk and probably the most important figure in building the Nelk brand, and later Full Send clothing brand. Together with Kyle, they created the best duo in the history of pranks on YouTube, pound for pound. In addition to creating brilliant films in which they often show their natural sense of humor and improvisational skills when they played different roles, their great friendship was also visible. So Jesse's departure was even more shocking and heartbreaking for the Nelk fans. We could see the first signs of Jesse's future decision to leave Nelk in early 2012. In early 2020, when Jesse tweeted, "Honestly, love what we do, but fuck, I hate being such a target. It's cliche and shit, but I hate fame. I've only had a taste of it, and I already experienced how much you have to give up for this life choice. It sounds petty, but I've lost almost everything I used to love about life." So the fame they gained along with the rest of the team turned out to be too overwhelming, and despite the fact that he was the founder of Nelk, felt removed from the rest of the team that was constantly growing. which we could see in the fact that in 2020 he began to appear less and less in subsequent videos. Then in 2021, Jesse opened up about stepping back from recording Nelk videos.
Basically, just took a step back. I've been sober for like 6 or 7 months now.
Congrats.
Yeah, and I feel great doing that, and just steady on the road, steady partying, steady all that shit, getting arrested, I've been doing this shit for 7 years, so it was a while.
Giving up alcohol and other drugs may not seem like anything extraordinary in any other work environment, and will not make the person who is the leading figure of a given business suddenly redundant, but Nelk, with their slogan Full Send, which we can understand as party hard, is different. Kyle also shared what Jesse's departure from Nelk was like on an episode of the Full Send podcast.
You know, it was clear to me that Jesse was not happy being involved in Nelk. That's when me and him started talking about, things and him saying like, I'm kind of down to like officially like, exit.
Yeah.
So we pretty much agreed on a number and that was it.
Yeah.
We pretty much agreed on a number and he basically got a fat check.
Chilling.
And
can you say what that number is?
No, I'm not going to say it. But and then he also owns like
leverage guy over here.
Yeah, I understand.
Angle.
No, I'm not going to say that. And he also owns a huge piece of Happy Dad too.
Oh, that's
that's like in a few years too, if that does sell, or whatever we decide to do with that, like that's another. Yeah, but I think he posted on his social media and he pretty much said like, "Yo, like I enjoyed it, like I loved it," and for me I get where he's coming from too, like I totally understand because there's times to me where I'm like, "Bro, like I don't want to do this sometimes,"
I've woken up a few times.
Like it's just like
been like, how the fuck have you done this for so long and how do you still do it?
Yeah, but I don't want to sound like a pussy, like complaining about it, because I know everyone fucking works hard. Everyone has to fucking work. But just like anything else, it's 95% fun, and then there's that 5% where it's like, fuck, man, like this is not fun. And it's like shit like the Bob shit for me, or like other drama, dumb shit like that, or like it's always the shit that you never signed up for that comes with it. That it's like, this is part of the game, bro.
Today, Jesse also runs an already successful clothing and media brand called Sunday. Let's hope the boys will get together soon and record a podcast episode where they reminisce about the good times and potentially start doing something together again. Collaboration between Sunday and Nelk would be something brilliant, which would certainly help both brands in terms of business, but above all, it would help rebuild their long-term friendship.